After Milim's declaration, she and Zelanus engaged in a full-scale battle, leaving Kara on the sidelines. Accepting her inexperience, Kara quickly shifted her focus. She observed the intense battle involving Obra's team, which was more challenging than anticipated. Kara had previously defeated Zes, leaving only Peliad and Mujica as insect generals, with Peliad being the most formidable. Peliad was the wife of insect lord Zelanus and the creator of all insects, and her power seemed to be growing. To combat Peliad, Obra led a team of 5, excluding Midley. Obra acted as the primary defender, with Geld ready to replace her when needed. The other 3, Karian, Frey, and Gobto and Ranga, employed guerrilla tactics against Peliad. Kara considered this strategy highly risky, especially for the exhausted Karian and Frey, despite their awakened class status, as even a single blow from Peliad could prove fatal. Obra and Geld's roles as distractions were crucial, but a single mistake could lead to disaster, especially with no healer available. Geld's rapid self-regeneration ability was indispensable in this battle. Midley faced off against Mujica instead of Geld in a one-on-one duel. Despite Mujica's significant power increase, Midley held his own, having shed all self-imposed restrictions and revealing his dragon body. This transformation provided protection except for his joints, and although it didn't increase his existence value, it showcased Midley's full power. Consequently, the fighters engaged in a fierce battle, including high-level psychological warfare, as they analyzed each other's abilities. Kara, watching the battle, was impressed by Midley's strength. Even though Mujica had a higher existence value, Midley's performance was noteworthy. Kara believed that in a serious fight, Zejan would likely win. But if Zejan fought with the same level of power as Midley, they would be evenly matched in skill. After a heated battle, Midley and Mujica found themselves locked in a tense standoff. Neither could find an opening to attack the other. Eventually, Mujica broke the silence by suggesting they exchange names. Midley introduced himself as Midley and urged Mujica to do the same. Despite being enemies, they seemed to acknowledge each other's abilities. Mujica, after undergoing life reconstruction, and his fighting style had become less mechanical and more impressive. Midley, recognizing this change, genuinely appreciated Mujica's skills. However, they remained on the battlefield as enemies, both intent on defeating the other. Midley decided to break the stalemate, unleashing a swift left fist, followed by a spinning kick. It was a feint, but it wasn't the only element at play. When Midley initially clenched his fist, he had compressed the air and shot it out, infusing it with fighting aura, making it more potent than a mana bullet. Mujica raised his sword to defend against the compressed air bullet, but Midley's kick exploited the opening created when Mujica lifted his sword. The kick struck beneath Mujica's armor, impacting his physical functions. Midley's kicks were infused with the power of battle will. Mujica, astonished by the impact of Midley's kick, realized that his typically impervious shell armor had been dented. Mujica, now wary of Midley's strength, decided he might lose if the battle dragged on and chose to unleash his best technique, the Devouring Fangs. His weapon, made of alenium, had become even sharper after evolving, and it was enhanced with his mana, making it comparable to a mythical-grade blade. Midley, unperturbed, increased his aura and caught Mujica's blade with his left arm, creating a harsh collision. Mujica was surprised, but Midley calmly explained that one could use their body as a weapon with the right spirit and training. Midley's technique was not just about willpower. He had a well-developed technique and was covered with dragon scales. Midley prepared for his counterattack, shifting his energy to his right fist and drawing power from the earth's veins through his feet. This technique, known as the Star Body Assimilation, was the essence of the Dragon Demon Fist. It placed an immense physical burden on him, but Midley was determined to win. Mujica realized the danger too late as Midley unleashed his ultimate technique, the Draconic Blast. It appeared as a straightforward punch, but its power transcended the laws of their world. A hole pierced Mujica's chest, and he accepted defeat, feeling satisfied as a warrior despite being an insect general. Kara was impressed by Midley's strength as she watched the battle unfold. She found him likable, and his combat skills were truly admirable. Observing an awakened master in action gave her a valuable learning experience. Nevertheless, the immediate priority remained dealing with the formidable adversary, Peliad. Kara was not yet ready to join the fight due to the serious blow she had received from Zelanus. Frustrated by her current limitations, Kara analyzed the situation calmly. She acknowledged the significant threat posed by the Insector forces. Peliad had recently grown even stronger, having absorbed Mujica's power upon his defeat. This enhanced her abilities and allowed her to engage in melee combat, diminishing her vulnerabilities. Peliad's power continued to increase with each fallen soldier on the battlefield, thanks to Milim's no-casualty policy. The power of both allies and enemies flowed into her, making her a nearly unbeatable force. The only way to break this cycle was to destroy the barriers covering the battlefield. But this was impossible because it would jeopardize the planet itself, something both Insect Lord Zelanus and Demon Lord Milim wanted to avoid. Despite the challenging situation, Kara remained determined to find a solution. She understood that there were no more Insector survivors besides the king and queen, so Peliad's power couldn't increase further unless there were casualties on the allies' side. Kara, Obra, and Midley knew that reckless suicide attacks were not the solution, and they maintained their endurance-based strategy. However, the situation was deteriorating despite Midley's reinforcement, and Kara felt a growing sense of crisis. The battle between Milim and Zelanus was beyond her control, and her main concern was preventing casualties among her friends. The current balance was precarious, and any mistake could lead to defeat. Kara was frustrated by her immobility, but she had requested strength. In response, the golden gun began to emit a faint glow, and she heard a voice that startled her.